Hello and welcome to another horrific game. I think the intro broke. I think I broke the intro.
Oh,
Good
look,
start.
look good for here.
So good. Technology is doing as well. We almost had a wee fluff up before the start, and the intro just went bleh on my end. Anyway, maybe it went perfectly. I don't know. But welcome back to another Call of Cthulhu session. Welcome back, Chris. Great to have you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing this. It was a fun session last time.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. We were just talking before we went live. It's obviously a challenge being one player, and you don't have other varying skill sets to trade off against in various scenarios. So we kind of had to tweak things a bit, and also try and make it a bit interesting as well, because nothing worse than just sitting here staring at each other. Just try and get a wee bit of back and forward and put a bit of life in it. But no, I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate. So this is the second part, and hopefully just stay with me.
As long as I stay away from stairs, I'll be okay.
Yeah, that seems to be it. Flip the set of stairs just tumbles you straight in the right hand, not you. So, obviously, for those of you that tuned in last time, I found we're playing Lightless Beacon, and we're carrying on. So, I'll just give a quick recap before we begin.
Sounds good.
After the obligatory burp, because that needs to happen. Always when you're alive. It's a must. So, Professor Stan Biblio, having read about the events at the Corbett House, finds himself intrigued by the photo of an unusual dagger found at the scene. Deciding that he wants to get a first-hand look at the strange markings on the hilt, similar to those found on a dig a few years previously, Professor Biblio books passage on the SS Essex County. Whilst on the voyage, a storm starts to pick up, causing some concern amongst the crew and passengers. Disaster strikes. When it's realised too late that the lighthouse at Beacon Point is no longer operational, the almighty crash and tearing sound reverberates around the ship as it crashes onto a rocky outcrop. This in turn creates a blind panic amongst the passengers. During the scramble of the abandoned ship, Stan gets knocked unconscious. Coming to after some time, Stan finds himself adrift and alone on one of the ferry's lifeboats. He watches as the remnants of the SS Essex County sinks below the waves. The lifeboat lodges against another recently sunken ship of unknown origin. While attempting to dislodge himself from the wreckage, Stan causes damage to the boat. Despite his valiant efforts to pilot the life raft, it takes on too much water, forcing him to swim ashore. Cold, wet, and afraid, Professor Biblio arrives on Beacon Island. Heading to the lighthouse cottage, he discovers things are amiss with the keepers, seemingly having an abandoned post. Looking around the living room and study reveals that the occupants left in rather a hurry. Interesting enough, it appears that one of the three crew members, Mr. Cassidy, have been trying to evaluate some strange golden coins. Stan finds one of these in the crew's bunk room. This discovery makes the professor suspect that the lighthouse failure may not have been accidental. Signs of a struggle are found in the kitchen and hallway, including blood spatters and bullet holes. Making his way to the lighthouse beacon, Professor Biblio makes a gruesome discovery of two dead crew, as well as two strange fish-like creatures, also deceased. This sight culminates with the recent events, becomes too much for the professor, who breaks down on the spot, and this is where we continue. So obviously we'll not spend 10 minutes playing you having a freak out. We'll kind of finish that off. So what we'll do is obviously, like I said, the events just overwhelmed you. Everything else, you've kind of been through your blind panic. You're now kind of coming out of it, and you can survey this scene in front of you.
Okay. Okay. Calm down, old man. Okay. It's all right. We can figure this out. Yes. So clearly this is some sort of prosthetic or makeup applied to these poor men who somehow died. Why they would do that? Perhaps to try to scare me. If so, I will not let it. I am a rational man. Yes. Let's figure this out. Let's see what happened to them.
So there are 4 bodies. 2 are close to the stairs. 1 fish creature and 1 covered in a raincoat, hood. You notice it's not the same as the ones you found in the wreck or the one you're currently wearing now. So it doesn't belong to the lighthouse crew.
Okay.
Right about the middle of the actual beacon itself, there's another fish creature, and it's actually latched onto the neck of another human. Or, as you might think they're both human, but one not in costume. And it's actually teeth latched onto the neck. So where do you want to start? You're obviously just arrived at the top of the stairs, so
Gotcha. So he's shakily going to try to investigate the human bodies first.
right. Which one are you going for?
The one that had the bite marks in it.
All right, so you cross over the two bodies in the middle of the room.
Yeah. I think he's just, his mind can't comprehend those yet. The two fish creature.
Right. So you actually have a look and you see that the creature is still attached to the human. So the teeth are actually embedded in his neck. And there's claw marks across the human's chest.
This is no prosthetic. Yeah. Well, they're making discoveries in the sea all the time. I guess it's possible. What does this have to do with Mr. Cassidy? I must search further. Yes, it'll all work itself out. Yes, the evidence will tell me. So he's gonna like search the bodies more.
So which body are you starting with?
The victim first, the one that had the teeth marks in it.
Right. So like I said, the other creature's actually still physically attached. There's blood oozing from his neck where the teeth are sunk in. You see that he's dressed in working clothes. Possibly one of the lighthouse workers. You're not 100% sure. Do you touch the body at all?
Yeah.
Right. So you find he's actually still slightly warm to the touch.
Oh, this must have just happened. Oh my gosh, that means Mr. Cassidy is somewhere nearby.
You see a strange bit of, you see the shirt's ripped. So while there's blood, there's no blood like in the middle, and there's a bit of leather exposed.
A leather exposed. Okay.
Yeah, underneath his shirt.
Oh, okay. He's gonna try to reach for that and see what that is.
So you just open the shirt and
yeah.
So you open the shirt and you see it's actually a leather pouch, and he has it tied around his neck.
Okay. He's gonna if he's able to remove it easily, otherwise he has that knife. He could just cut the string.
Yeah, because the creature's fangs are in the neck here, and the cord is around, so you might just have to cut away.
Yeah.
The creature's kind of clamped down on that as well.
Okay.
But, you don't need to roll for that there. Just it's easy enough to do. You're just cutting a bit of string.
Okay. Yeah, because he does have one knife.
Put a bit of string. There's no stairs involved. You're not on the stairs while you're cutting a bit of string, so you might be okay because we know you're kryptonite stairs.
That's true.
Yeah, so just cut away. You open it up and you find that there's it's just filled with gold coins, exactly the same as the one you find in the hallway.
Okay. There's no identification on him at all.
Look around. No, there's none. But you see in his left hand there's a revolver.
Oh, okay. So,
are you a gun person?
Yeah, no. He abhors violence. He thinks he could always outthink himself. But
no, out of character. Yeah. Are you a gun aficionado?
No.
So if I say M1877, that means nothing to you.
It means it's better than the 1876.
There we go. Yeah, that means something to me. Just to... So it's basically a revolver.
A revolver. Okay.
Are you gonna play about opening it up?
Yeah, he's gonna take a look at that.
Right. So you open it up and you find that there's all but one round's been shot off.
Only one round? More than
one round left, so he's fired off.
Okay.
The rest. apart from that. I don't know if you want to look at the casings.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if the casings match the 12 bullets that he has.
They do.
Okay. I wonder why Mr. Cassidy would have left the gun in the hands of this creature.
No, Cassidy's holding the gun.
Oh, this is Cassidy.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Oh, yeah, basically.
He's a human person that you suspect works
Okay.
at the lighthouse because of his garb. And finding a leather pouch with gold coins, considering what you've read in the letters, you could guess it's Cassidy.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so I take the gold coins. I take the revolver. Even though he's not a gun person, he does recognize now that something nefarious has happened to all these people. So he is going to put the bullets into the revolver and to the capacity. I don't know how many bullets it holds.
6, I think.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, it's a revolver, you know, spinny thing.
Yeah. And there was one left in there.
that's me being British, not much about guns.
All right, so I had 12 bullets. I'll put 5 in because I think there was one already in.
There's one on it.
Okay, so I have 7 extra left, and the revolver now has 6 shots. Okay. Yeah. So he's never shot a gun before, but this might be the time to start.
I think the bullets come out the narrow end.
Okay.
I think that's usually how guns work. So that the blunt end goes towards you, and the narrow end goes towards what you want to shoot.
Okay, that's about what he knows.
I think that's what the pew-pews come out.
Okay, that's pretty much all he knows.
So as long as he's not doing that, I don't think you're.
Gotcha.
Your character's an educated man at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's seen guns. Yeah.
You know, he's been all over, and times he's had to have, you know, he's been to some controversial digs where maybe some of the locals aren't happy, and there's had to be armed guards, especially Egypt.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
makes
the
sense.
natives may be hostile, but the ones allowing you on the site have had to provide protection. So, you know, it's 20th century.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay. All right. So he's going to keep searching the 2 bodies there.
Right. So are you going for the fish thing next to the maybe Cassidy body?
Yeah. He's going to shakily touch it. I know Hollywood has made some impressive movies, motion pictures, I believe they're called, talkies.
So if you think really tough fish scales, have you ever went sea fishing?
Yeah.
Barracuda?
Similar. Yeah.
Right. So you know that.
Okay.
That's you mean it's not
not plastic.
It's not a tilapia, right?
Right.
It's not tilapia scale, but you can, by touching it, it's fish scale.
Okay.
But it's super tough. You know, I mean, this is like hardened leather.
Yeah. But he doesn't believe in the supernatural, so he's still in his head. His head is spinning, trying to rationalize it. And he's like, why would anyone dress up a fish creature to look like a human? It's just unnatural. This makes no sense, but clearly something has happened to Mr. Cassidy. Not that I'm upset about it.
You notice, because obviously now you've had a chance to take it in, it's actually been shot through the eye.
Oh, okay.
So it looks as if it's latched onto him. Cassidy's taken the pistol and shot it through the eye before he expired.
Gotcha. I wish I had my camera. No one will believe this.
I'm guessing you're checking. You don't have zoology or anything?
What was that?
You don't have zoology or natural science?
Zoology? I don't think so.
No.
Natural world?
Natural world, right?
Natural world?
Give give natural world a go. Just a
32.
Right,
No, 15.
yeah. You're still convinced it's a costume, but darned if you can find any zips or ulcers. But this feels real. Like you've handled fish before in your life. You know this feels like a fish.
Yeah. Here I am looking for a dagger. This could be the one of the greatest discoveries of the 20th century. And I have no camera to document it. This is clearly a living creature, or was. Let's see what happened to the other men.
Right. Before you walk over to the other bodies, give me a spot hidden, please.
Okay. Uh, 70, and it's 55.
Yeah.
I'm off to a good start.
You look around. You notice that two of the windows are shattered, but you can't really tell anything from it.
Okay, he is going.
The light's out, but you're not really seeing anything. You just know that two of the windows are smashed, and you're not really making a connection.
Yeah.
With the scene, maybe it's just the stress of uncovering this and having your beliefs challenged at this moment in time, on top of the trauma of what you just went through. What started off as an idle curiosity.
Yeah. So he's gonna approach the windows and see if he could look outside and see anything down below.
So you can just see down the top. You know, you're looking down. There's way better illumination, and I think you were young. So if you're looking sort of out, you can kind of just about say, so let me, won't let me do it. So if you look, won't let me do it in handouts. Sorry about that.
No,
we'll let you do it in maps.
Oh, okay.
Right. But if you can, hang on. Let's help the audience out as well.
Okay.
I just realized I hadn't switched that over. That's clever. I'm seeing things on my other screens. Like, right, so if you look around here, you can kind of see the top of the house, and just around the bottom, just with the light from the cottage illuminates.
Right.
Not really much else. Everything else is kind of in darkness.
Right.
The glass, there's a tiny bit of glass on the inside, but most of it's on the outside.
Most of it's on the outside. Okay.
Yeah.
So probably one of the bullets that was fired punctured the glass, which is why more glass is on the outside. Makes sense, old man. Yes. So clearly someone was trying to fire at these creatures and may not have the best aim. Huh. Does he, when he looks down at the house area, does he see any movement or anything?
No. It's actually surprisingly still.
Yeah.
Even though this is an island, you would, even if this is nighttime, you'd hear birds or something.
Right.
You'd hear the sea and the wind, but surprisingly quiet.
So there's two dead bodies, then two fish creatures, and there were three workers. And we know Mr. Cassidy is one of the two dead bodies. So it's either Turner or Smith for the other dead body.
Right. So are you going over to look at that one?
Yeah, he's going to investigate those two, the dead bodies.
So when you look, you pull back the hood and you notice, he's wearing a sou'wester, but it's almost like a cloak.
Hmm.
And it's not the same style as the one you're currently. I mean, you can look at the sort of traditional yellow of the one you're wearing, and this one's dark and almost rubbish, so it's not the same. When you put it back, this is not. You haven't really seen a person like this before. Very strange looking. They've got a narrow head. Their skin is very grey in pallor. And as you look closely, you see around the neck and jowls, there's pronounced flaps of skin.
Huh. This is another remarkable discovery. What are the chances to find creatures like this that appear almost fish-like?
Do you put them back or anything?
Yeah.
The flaps?
Yeah.
You see like red membrane underneath, in fact, almost like gills.
Strange. It's almost like a hybrid of sorts between these fish creatures and humans. It's it doesn't make any sense. Perhaps I might have hit my head too hard on that boat. I have to see a doctor when I get back. But that's the most important thing. I need to get back. People need to know about this. He's got to keep investigating to see if he could find anything on those bodies.
Right. So, yeah, he was shot twice in the chest. Normally,
Okay.
When you go to the other body, it's identical fish creature. You notice though that it's not in an attack position. So you see, like the first one was actually his teeth were embedded in
Cassidy?
the human. Well,
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
No, I'm not being facetious. Just there's no identifying marks. We can assume,
right.
but it may not be, or you can guess that it's one of the workers.
Okay.
It's definitely human, but this guy is something else. He might look like a human at the periphery, but up close, this is not a human. And the creature is not faced in any way. In fact, almost as if he'd fallen beside him, as if the two walked in together.
Huh. Gotcha.
As you flip the creature over, you notice this one was shot through the stomach.
Okay. These creatures appear to have wanted to attack one of the workers, possibly Mr. Cassidy. We're not sure. It looks like he did a good job of defending himself. It looks like he killed all of them, except one of them not quite in time. But this all happened very recently. He looks to see if there's any, like, because it was raining outside, is there any, like, wet, like, footprints or areas that are wet, like, leaving the scene? Like, possibly one of them got away type of thing down the stairs?
No, you're not seeing anything like that.
Okay. He's going to keep looking to see if there's anything on any of the bodies.
Surprisingly enough, no. The robes of the strange body isn't really holding much. There's like almost like a fisherman's knife in the belt waist. It's nothing spectacular, just like a normal rudimentary tool.
Okay.
That's really about it. And
yeah.
The fish creatures don't seem to. They're not even wearing clothes. This is them in their entirety.
Right. Huh. All right. He's going to keep exploring this room to see if there's anything else that he might have missed.
Right. Give me a mechanical roll.
Okay.
Please.
Yep.
Or
29, and let's see, mechanical repair is only 10, right. So I missed that.
Yeah, you're not Yeah, it's the same as your electrical repair. Yeah, lighthouse isn't working. The light's not on, but you don't know why.
Gotcha.
You're not making any connections here.
Yeah. It's a shame that other boats might suffer the same fate as poor Robert and Evelyn Masters and all the crew on board and all the passengers. I wish there was some way I could provide some illumination to warn other boats, but short of starting a bonfire, I don't see how that's possible.
Yeah, you're just looking at the machine. This is not your wheelhouse whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, I mean this you're just looking and like you're seeing glass and lenses and mirrors and you're seeing gears and it's just this is why you went into your field because that just was not of any interest to you.
Right.
Give you a dusty tome in an ancient language nobody's ever read and you're in your element.
Yeah.
If you find, some sort of artifact, you'd be able to narrow it down to what the tribe that passed it and sold it to another one, and you could almost tell the currency. That's your forte. This kind of stuff it's too modern for you.
Yeah.
That's why your character delved in the past. I don't think you're a fan of the modern world. This 20th century where, horse and carts being like replaced with these noisy machines and people don't even appreciate candlelight anymore.
Yeah, but he does want to become famous in the intellectual world and prove his colleagues in Harvard and Cambridge and other universities that rejected him. So he does he's starting to get a little more excited that he's on the verge of some great discovery. It's not in his field, it's in the biological field, but that's giving him some renewed enthusiasm where he was panicked a minute ago. Mm-hmm. So he's going to try to take the bodies, and he's nervous about dragging them down all these stairs. So he is going to try to see if he could push them down the stairs, or is there an opening where they'll fall?
Well, to get out onto the actual top of the lighthouse, you're going to have to open one of the hatches and drag it down. In fact, there's more chance you'd fall over.
Yeah.
Can't do it that way. You could, but you just remember as well, the stairs are quite narrow. Like there was a spiral staircase leading up. So there's every chance you could block the staircase against yourself getting back down.
Oh, okay.
Up with bodies.
Yeah. True.
What you're hoping to achieve?
He was just going to try to get them down where they had there was all that paper and pencils or something like that in that first room, because he wants to sketch and start taking notes. He wants to document all of this because he feels
stopping you going down and getting some paper and go back up.
Yeah, I think that's probably easier. That's a good call. Yeah, so he's going to do that.
As you walk down steps in, you're going through the maintenance room again. Is there any tools or anything you want to take with you, or anything you think might be useful?
In the maintenance
if you remember, there's screwdrivers and hammers and stuff like that.
Yeah, he is going to do that. He's going to grab screwdriver, hammer, whatever else looks
the hammer
useful.
Using the radio, maybe. That seems to be quite heavy and destructive.
Yeah. He's great at breaking things. Anything that needs breaking. If it was on his character sheet breaking, it would be a 99.
Yeah, just don't even roll, just smash.
Yes, he's going to grab that.
Give me a knowledge roll as you go back down into the study, say.
Okay.
That's what the kipper is.
Uh, 18, and knowledge is, let's see, history, just listen.
Or just use your intelligence, even though.
Okay, intelligence is 65, so that's
Yeah,
that's
so, right. So as you walk back down to the study, you remember the sketchings?
yes. It was the window with a creature looking in.
And straight away you're making the connection of what's being sketched. So not just the one in the window, but the one in the sort of thicket of woods that was appearing is basically the same shape as what you've just seen upstairs.
Gotcha. So fascinating. So these creatures appear to be, they have gills like they live in the sea, but yet they were clearly seen in the forest outside the window, and obviously they made it up the stairs. It's no easy task for a amphibious creature. This is definitely one of the discoveries of the 20th century, and my name is going to be in all the publications. And then Professor Shaffrin back in Cambridge said he would wipe the floor with my research. He'll be the one to see. Yes.
I think we need a twirl of the mustache or no?
Yes. And a white cat appears. Evil.
Right. So apart from grabbing some paper and pen or pencil to write with, anything else you want to do in there? Like, been up and got some tools.
Now that he has tools, he wants to actually see. There was that one drawer that was locked. He wants to see if maybe he could use the screwdriver and the hammer to try to get into that drawer to see if maybe there's some more information, some more drawings or information on this creature.
Right. Give me a. You can choose either strength or dexterity. So you can either sort of hug it and like blunt, try and bash it open, or dexterity to maybe use a screwdriver to wedge it. Your choice.
Oh, he's definitely doing strength. He's a breaker. 44, and his strength is 60.
There you go. So you just
Hulk smash.
You hit the front of the drawer with the hammer, and it just crunches, and the front just falls off.
Okay.
Revealing the drawer inside.
He looks inside.
Right. So inside you find, when I get that apart, a journal. So if you want Ben legible, you can read out the bottom for us.
Gotcha.
It's actually typed out.
You said you want me to read it out?
Yeah, sure. Well, you're reading it for us, your audience.
February 13, 1926, which is, we've determined, I think was about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I found something on one of my walks, a coin. I kept walking and found another, then another. I know it's gold. Found some mechanical parts as well. Looks like it might be from a ship. Must have gone down recently. But I don't recall hearing anything about no wreck of late, unless it went down in last night's storm when the light was out. I better keep quiet. Don't want the other two here to get a slice of the action. Let me just scroll down a little further. I will keep this journal as a means of documenting my findings. This has to be worth a mint. And then another entry 3 days later, February 16th.
So by that, it looks like your theory about him deliberately crashing ships is kind of defunct.
Yeah, well, at least from this worker's perspective.
Yeah, because it's found it as well, and
yeah.
Give me another intelligence roll.
Okay.
Something history would be.
46, intelligence is 65, so that's good.
Yeah. So you find your mind wandering, and you recall the events of when the SS Essex County went down. When your life raft bobbed up against that other ship that you couldn't really recognize, the one that causes damage to your life raft. You
Yeah.
start to maybe put a picture together. That might have been the ship he was talking about. Because that was close enough that parts of it would have washed ashore, including the coins.
And you said there were barnacles on it, so
but there weren't enough.
Right.
There was only a few barnacles, but not enough to show that it was been there for a long time.
Right.
So this it looks like you're starting to make a connection that this might have been the ship that went down that disgorged these coins that Cassidy's found.
Gotcha. And from the handwriting, this is from Cassidy's journal.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
it seems to be Cassidy's the writer in the group anyway, because this seems to be his desk, and
so
this seems to be how he spends his time.
He didn't do it on purpose then. He didn't turn off the lights on purpose, it seems. Okay. I gotcha. Should I read the next entry?
Yeah, go ahead.
So February 16, 1926. That coin catalog I bought in Folly Point is useless. One thing I know is that the coins are old, real old. I've asked if I could stay on for as long as I can until I'm sure there's nothing left there for me to line my pockets. And I have to find a good lead on these coins to go where the money takes me. Maybe I should write to some of my old colleagues to see if they can help. Should probably try some of those fancy antique stores in Rockport while I'm at it.
This is a classic villain. Let me explain my devious plan to everybody at once. Oh, and that revelation has just broken Professor Biblio. So much so he goes into a frozen state of shock.
Okay. Am I back?
Yeah, you just you passed your sanity roll now. You're back with us. I just saying that the revelations here that this guy's just come upon this just put you into like a state of shock that you just froze there.
Yeah. It's Cthulhu. That's what Cthulhu does. So then March 10, 1926. The coins are getting hard to find. The 2 new crew members aren't helping matters. Makes it difficult to search without being noticed. Hope they don't cause me any trouble. Even so, I filled a small purse, which I keep on me at all times. Okay. So that body was definitely Cassidy then. Okay.
There you go. Okay.
And then April 3rd, 1926. I've got a new lead now. I'll be sending one more letter to Innsmouth. Then I'm confident I can get off this stinking island for good. I think Michael is watching me. I've bought a gun just in case. Who's Michael? I know there was a Turner and a Smith. Yeah. So maybe Michael's the first name of one of those two?
I could guess so. Okay. Yeah, it hasn't been revealed yet who's who, but
right.
All you can guess is one of the other crew members.
Okay. And then 2 more. Yeah.
Unless you're maybe putting this together. Give me a history roll. Or no.
Oh boy, 94.
No, you're not. You're not making the connection.
All right. There's 2 more. Should I read the last 2 entries?
Yeah, go for it. Because this is basically you having discovered this diary, sitting and have to let the audience know.
April 11th.
Keep them in suspense.
1926. Smith said he will leave the lighthouse tomorrow morning. Says he doesn't care if it voids his contract. He's had enough of this island and everything on it. At least that's one less pair of eyes watching me. Still stuck with that sneak, Michael, though. Smith says the radio busted again halfway through talking to the bosses. Oh, so it's not my fault it's busted. Said he'd fix it.
It was busted to a point. It was probably it might have been fatally wounded, but you humiliated it out of its misery.
Exactly. I counted my coins just to be sure he didn't lift any off me in my sleep. I've seen Michael peering out the window, spying my daily walks. I'll have to be a bit more careful. That's interesting because Michael was drawing that creature. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the final one, April 12th, 1926. Smith left without a word. Me and Michael didn't even see him go. Didn't take his paintings with him, which is a bit odd. Lousy rat didn't even repair the radio before he left. I'll get to it later tonight. Michael has gone to check something outside. Seems paranoid. I think there's more than just tobacco in that pipe of his. At least I get more time to write. No word from... I think that's where it cuts off.
It just cuts off.
Nothing
else, so must have been interrupted.
Gotcha. So Smith left without a word, and Michael went to check something outside. Okay.
Just as Michael was, and obviously something interrupted Michael mid-entry.
Me and Michael. Well, Cassidy's the one writing this, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Cassidy.
Okay, so something interrupted Cassidy, and Michael was going outside. Okay, so he read in one of the other the letter that he got back from I think it was an antique shop, that they were mentioning Innsmouth as being a place of like terrible. I have to see how the verbiage was on that. Let's see. It was one of the other handouts.
That's what I was going to help you out with. If you had done your history roll, I would have read that bit out again.
Yeah. So let's see. It was.
So yeah, you're making the connection. Obviously, he was warned not to reach out or even approach anybody in Innsmouth.
Right, and there's enough time between when he did to now, so. Seems like once he contacted Innsmouth, just as Newburyport Society warned him, that seemed to have triggered something. So they might have sent these creatures to collect these coins. I think that's where I'll find my answers, is Innsmouth. But it's odd. They didn't take the coins back, but perhaps that's because he was successfully defended himself and killed all of them. Maybe they only sent the bodies that I saw upstairs. Interesting. So Innsmouth must know more than they're letting on. I have to find a way off this island and make my way there. But perhaps I'll check first with the Newburyport Society, since they know something of this matter. They warned Mr. Cassidy not to go there, so perhaps they could help me. Miss Anna Tilton, I believe, from the letter. Yes. All right, old man. Next step is to get off this island. Let's see what I could find.
So where are you going to now?
He's going to walk around the outside of the lighthouse and just see if there's, like, I know you mentioned there was a dock. See if there's any kind of watercraft that looks sturdy enough to take him off the island.
Right. As you go into the hallway, give me a spot hidden, please.
Okay. $68. Spot hidden's 55.
You maybe want to push that.
Push that. That's right. I have 35. Is that the luck you were? Is that the luck?
You can either push the roll, get a success, but if you fail it, obviously there will be consequences, or you could.
Yeah, I like my
add luck points.
I like my odds with anything except stairs. So let's do it. Let's push it.
Right. Yields and roll it. So you'll need hard success, which is under half of your spot hidden.
Okay. Oh, 59. Uh-oh.
No, you just go, and as you slam the door of the wind catches the door as you go to open it in the hallway, and you hear this kind of crunch as it slams against the wall, and the key in the lock from the inside just crunches into the actual lock.
Oh, wait. So I'm inside the hallway still?
You're inside the hallway. I was asking you
Okay.
if you have a spot hidden.
Okay.
And if you push the roll, there's always a consequence.
Sure.
So you didn't find what the spot hidden was going to show you,
Okay.
but you have to pay the piper. So as you go to open the door, the wind catcher just slams, right, and the key that's in the inside just buckles against it. It was a brass key, and it just buckles right in and snaps.
Oh, okay. So now I can't get out that door because
you can't lock the door afterwards. So the door's open, but you won't be able to lock it.
Okay. Gotcha. Curious. The weather was so calm. Just
the storm
before.
is starting to pick up again, so you must have just been in the the storm.
The storm. I gotcha. Okay. So
as you step out the front door, you now recognize the footprints that were leading into the cottage that you first saw. So you recognize them as these creatures, and obviously the human boot prints underneath must have been Cassidy.
Right.
Running in and being pursued.
Okay, gotcha.
To the left, though, on a pathway, you see another set of human footprints going away from the scene.
Okay, he's going to follow those footprints.
Right, so you basically start walking down, which you haven't quite got your bearings yet, but you're walking around the back of the lighthouse. You can see that lighthouse above you.
Okay.
And the path sort of takes you down, and you see sort of two sheds directly in front of you, and one to the right. You're hearing a whirring noise. In fact, now you recognize it as a sort of whirring sound that you first heard when you landed, actually washed on the island. You couldn't quite identify it, but now you kind of hear the put of a generator.
Gotcha. So he's going to go towards that, go where the noise is coming from.
Yep. So you come up. One thing you do notice is that in the storm, a bough of a branch has actually went and lodged itself into the roof.
Huh.
Just kind of jumping out. I think you're going to look inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you look inside and you see it is a fuel generator. It's obviously it's powering the cottage and the lighthouse. What you are seeing, though, just because of the trees sticking out the top, there's water dripping down into the generator itself. And while it's still working now, you kind of know water and electricity isn't good. They're not good companions.
Gotcha. He's not going to go near it then, recognizing that he doesn't want to take a chance of getting electrocuted. So he's just going to try to, without getting anywhere near it, he's going to try to just peer in and just see if there's anything inside that room.
No, that's just the usual generator. There's two fuel cans to the side of it.
Okay.
I would say petrol, but I don't want to confuse you. You know, you get a colonial and all that.
Okay.
Gasoline, man, gasoline.
All right.
So there's a couple of jerry cans there, with basically replacement fuel, and not really much in it. You are noticing this water dripping down though.
Gotcha. Because there's a hole in the roof from the tree. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a massive branch, but obviously enough to do damage.
Gotcha. Does it look like if you just remove the branch that it might help, or it's still there's still a hole in the roof? It's still gonna
Yeah, well, obviously it's dripping around the branch, so that
right.
even though the branch is lodged in, it's slowing it down, but it's made the hole.
Gotcha. This clearly could cause a problem if the water and the electrical parts of this generator were to combust. Is he able to see if there's any kind of like wood on the ground, any kind of like loose, like something
Well,
he could use to kind of
there's another shed.
yeah. All right, he's gonna take a look in the other shed.
Right, so you open up, you actually see there's like a little pool light.
Oh, okay.
So you want
Yeah.
to do that. Click, and the lights up. That's basically it's a work shed. Obviously these guys are here 6 months at a time, so they can't always call the mainland for help. So they'll have to effect some repairs themselves. In fact, that's part of their duties.
Right.
It's not just well, it's making sure the lighthouse is lit, but also making sure everything's repaired. And there's stormy waters, hence why the lighthouse is there. So it's natural that things are going to blow across or break, and you kind of see there's like boards, pallets of wood. There's boxes of things. Some are labeled. You can see light bulbs, and there's other like serial numbers and stuff.
Gotcha.
Some have pictures in the front. All them, that sort of, that oldie brown cardboard like box that you see in hardware stores.
Yeah.
Old timey. It's all that lined up in the shelves. It's actually quite neat. So that this has been a well-run operation, despite what you read in the diary. They rotate the crew, so it's not just the same crew. So they get freshened up, and obviously, maybe it's 6 months on, 6 months off.
Right.
So they don't get overwhelmed or too isolated. So it's well run. So obviously, supplies are in there. You have a workbench, and once again, there's tools. So not just when you looked in the repair room, everything there was specific to sort of electrical repair or the lighthouse, but here you've got more general.
Right.
So repairing. So there's step ladders, and there's like I said, there's 4x4s, there's bits of timber as well, just for anything really. There's, like I said, there's sheds, there's doors, there's.
Gotcha. So, is there anything you mentioned there was like cardboard and stuff like that? Is there anything that he could tell that looks like heavy enough, where if he were to remove the branch and put that over the hole to kind of keep the generator from getting too much water in it and possibly exploding?
Yeah, well, there's like I said, there's 4x4s, and there's
okay,
4x4. So wooden. Yeah, it's a wooden roof. I don't think corrugated iron wasn't a thing in the 20s, was it?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was. Definitely stainless steel wasn't a massive thing. It was a.
I wouldn't think, but I'm not
Well,
sure.
it was obviously in the ships, but it wasn't like widely available. Still,
right.
But there's basically materials there to affect the repair.
Gotcha, because the generator is what's keeping the heat on too, not just the lights.
Right? Yeah, the lights, the heat.
Yeah.
Operates the lighthouse itself.
Yeah, so he's thinking if he is stuck, if he can't find a boat to get off and he's got to wait, he wants to make sure this generator keeps operating. So as long as it doesn't look like it's he has to be inside. Like if he could make the repair from the outside.
You can do it from the roof. Obviously, like I said, there's step ladders and stuff.
Step ladders, yeah. So he's going to give it a shot.
Step ladders are a form of stair, though. Are you going to be okay?
That's
Ask me if I knew you can do it. Professor Biblio, master of the, go back and get a master's in staircraft.
That's right. That's right. He's due. He's definitely due for a good role. So he's going to try to take some 4x4s on a step ladder, and let's see.
Yeah, so probably 2 would be enough.
Okay.
And there's some nails there, and there's Yeah, you could probably just hammer it in. Yeah, there's nails and hammers and wooden roof.
Okay.
Nothing like super thing. However, I'm trying to think what be the oh god. This will kind of come under mechanical repair.
Let's see.
Trying to help you out here, mate.
10. I have a 10 in mechanical repair.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm like going, oh god. But it's better than your operate heavy machinery.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So at least you don't have to worry about a cherry picker or a JCB or anything. The 20s version made of steam. You know what I mean? It's like
I'm feeling lucky.
It's a repair, dude. Give it a bash, and then I might I have to spend some luck.
D100.
Meanwhile, an NPC magically arrives with the skills you need.
Oh, 69.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Generally considered very lucky, but not in this case. Did I break it?
Right. Up the steps you go.
Yeah, that's too far even for the luck to help.
Yeah.
I made a lot of smaller sheds now.
Yeah, just you pull the branch out and you through away the whole, you know what I mean? It kind of rips and tears and makes a larger hole. You go to set the 4x4 and start hammering, and by luck you hit the rotten bit of wood. Obviously, yes, these have been repairs, have been neglected for a while. Could I get the honesty? I'm sorry, mate. You start to hammer in, and you just punch straight through the wooden bit, the rotten bit of wood, and the plank just disappears down and clangs up the top of the generator. The generator just goes a. It's still working, but now as the weather's starting to turn inclement again, you haven't got long left before this thing short fuses or something.
Gotcha. It's important with that much moisture inside to air it out. So this worked out well. We have a nice hole. We don't want mold growing, do we? No, it's okay, old man. You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
I'll not give you a dexterity roll to get down the steps. I'll actually just. I feel terrible now.
This is very helpful.
Dude, this could be the end of the adventure before.
There's no green mold now. That's good. But we need to move quickly because that generator doesn't sound like it's doing well. And as it turns out, a giant 4x4 was not the medicine it needed to be repaired. So let's explore the rest of this area quickly. I don't have much time we have left before that generator goes and the heat and lights go out.
Yeah. So there's not really much there. Just the path, obviously, leading away from the sort of group of buildings. Through the middle, you notice this whole area is surrounded by forest.
Okay.
There's kind of path down the middle where this goes.
Does he still see the footsteps that he was originally trailing?
Well, not when they're on the path.
Okay.
So you kind of see that they've went, but you'll obviously have to keep an eye out to see where they maybe veer off if they do.
Okay. Gotcha. So he's gonna keep exploring the nearby area. How big is this island? In other words, is he able to explore?
It's not massive.
Okay.
Because obviously it's there for a purpose. It's not meant to, it's not like a populous center. I think it's there for the lighthouse.
Right.
So when you look around those sheds, you can actually almost see from where you landed, you can almost see the edge. There's not that much far to go from where that pier was that you landed beside and crawled up the rocks.
Right.
But now this is funneling in, and you see this bit surrounded by a copse of trees. In fact, you could almost say that these were planted deliberately to provide a bit of windbreak and shelter.
Ah, gotcha. I forgot to ask, was there any flashlights inside that shed that had all the tools in it?
Yeah, and there might be some torches as well.
I wasn't gonna say it.
If Adam goes back on the replay, I start.
All right, he'll take 2 of the flashlights.
Yep, cool. So that helps you. There's not really much to see around this part. Just you see the path leading away through the middle of the woods.
He's gonna follow that with the flashlight on.
Okay, so because you've got the flashlight, add 10 to your spot hidden and give me a spot hidden roll, please.
Okay. $39.
Okay, so you get about halfway down and you see sort of scuff in the grass where obviously muddy footprint, just something, it's if somebody's been running and they've just turned on their heel and they've dug into the dirt. Because the sort of white pebbles, the light, the lamplight just kind of brings it up. And you see that the boot prints you were following just veer off slightly into the left into the actual thicket itself.
All right, so he's gonna call out. Is anyone there? Michael or anyone?
Nothing. It's strange that you're actually not hearing anything.
Oh, the wind silenced again too?
Well, the wind you can hear, but normally, there'd be some sort of wildlife or birds or nocturnal animals or owls.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is it's not a massive thicket of woods, but there's enough that you'd hear wildlife. Normally, especially prey animals normally go quiet when there's predator nearby. It's just very sometimes the absence of sounds is just telling us being plenty.
For sure. All right, you know what? He's starting to get nervous now, so he is going to get his revolver out, but he's going to plant it on the. He's going to aim it down because he's nervous. If he aims it forward, that it'll accidentally his shaking hands will trigger it. So he's going to keep it aimed down, but he's going to proceed into the thicket to see where those tracks went.
Okay, so you get about 3-4 feet into the thicket. Shine your torch around. You see the light, and you see the shape of a person, like humanoid shape, lying on the ground.
Okay, so he's going to put the gun back in, and he's going to approach him and see if he's alive.
Right. So as you go up, you see what was once human, and the throat is just ripped out. The chest, there's claw marks all over. There's actually fingers missing, and even part of the face looks as if it's been chewed off.
Oh boy!
Give me a sanity check, please.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
In fact, before you do that, you're gonna have a D4 plus 1 sanity loss to begin with.
Okay.
Because this is horrible. The face has actually been eaten.
Oh my gosh! All right, so 2 plus 1, 3. So my sanity was 32.
No, hang on that 3.
Okay, so it was 32. Now it's down to 29.
Not yet. Because what I need you to do is do me your sanity check.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to have some fun, maybe.
Okay. 48. Missed it.
Okay. Give me an intelligence roll.
Okay.
See if you can fully comprehend what's going on. You need to feel this.
Oh, 5. The one
Okay, right.
time I get a good roll.
As you look on the body, the scene in the beacon room just flashes back in your mind. You see the body of Cassidy, and you see the fish thing that its teeth were lodged in his neck.
Yeah.
You instantly put the two together and realize that what that fish thing was starting to do before it got shot has happened to this body. The fish thing has just eaten just eating the face, and while it was eating the face, was clawing into the chest. I mean, just ravenous. It looks as well as if there might have been more than one, because the fact that the arm, one of the hands is like being practically chewed off. Just happens. You see the fate if you encounter one of these creatures. It looks as if he might have still been screaming and kicking as his face was being eaten off him, and something else was eating. He didn't. It wasn't a clean death. This man suffered.
Yeah.
So I need a D10 sanity
Okay.
loss, and then you're going to add that to your 3.
D10.
Roll.
6, and then plus the previous 3, 9. So 32. Down to 23. So he just falls to his knees, and he's just like, this is horrible. Oh my God, this poor man. This is no way to die. Oh my God, he was in the prime of his life. What kind of creatures are these? They're man-eaters. Ah!
Right, give me a D10 roll, please. Let's see what's going to stick with you for how many rounds.
Six.
You faint.
You
just pass out. You just completely.
I like that. That's his thing. That's what he does in times of trouble.
Yeah. Give me another D10 roll.
Okay.
Roll low, please.
10. Is 10 his head explodes?
No, it's kind of the time you're out. Okay, right. I'm trying to keep you alive, man. I'm trying. Why are you doing this to me?
He's not very good at a crisis.
Flip, if it isn't 1,000 years old and dusty, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
This is wet one. I can't cope. Ah! You come to again, and you're shivering because it started to rain. The storm has just picked up.
Okay.
And it's in full beat now.
Okay.
The batteries in your torch kind of flickering a bit because it's been on constantly.
Okay.
So you don't know how much light you've got left. And that
Gotcha.
it's, middle of the night.
Gotcha.
Dark. Nothing's happened to you. The body's still there. Moist. Any sign of the footprints are gone. Things are starting to turn to mud around you. Just started to rain. You've been out that long. It's actually the cold that's just kind of brought you to.
Okay. So he's just shivering more with fear than with cold even, and he's
actual cold as well.
And actual cold as well, yeah. It's okay. These creatures were probably the ones that Cassidy killed. I'm sure I'm safe. I feel horrible for poor Michael. Oh my gosh, what would I even tell the family? Oh God, this is horrible. Look at him, poor Michael. God, God, I gotta get off this island. I have to get off this island.
Are you going into the body at all, or is that you double up? Like
He's like shielding his eyes so he doesn't look at the face, but he's trying to look at the body.
So yeah, dressed in the same clothes as Cassidy. This is obviously another lighthouse worker.
Right.
You gonna search?
Yeah, I was gonna search the body, as all the time trying to avoid having to look at the horror that's happened to his face.
So actually, under his coat, you find a strange thing. You find a concealed holster.
Huh.
And there's a Bureau of Investigation badge.
Huh.
And it's saying that who you think's Turner's name's actually Warren Thomas. Seems to be some sort of special agent.
Warren Thomas. Okay. But it just says Federal Bureau of Investigations. It doesn't say like
Federal Bureau of Investigation. So obviously it's not, you know what I mean? Cthulhu World isn't quite real world, although it's modeled on it.
Right. No, I was wondering if it had any like special cases or anything indicating that it would be like a X-Files type of
No, just the Bureau of Investigation. You don't know
regular.
what the will tell you. Yeah, just regular.
Okay. Gotcha.
Bureau. You know the Bureau of Investigations covers wide range of things. You know what I mean? It's federal level anyway.
Yeah.
And the fact that a lighthouse worker happens to be an agent.
Yeah. And he was there for I think a month, right? This was something important enough to have a federal an FBI agent there for a month. It must have been an important case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Does he see anything else on the body?
How do I do this? Give me a spot hidden.
Okay. $79.
No, you what it is, you just can't look at the body.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of gingerly patting them down, but you can't really focus. You're just, you know, your brain's just doesn't want to reconcile this. You've went from a peaceful, academical, you know, everything you've done's on paper.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now you're in the real world and things are, you know, I mean, you've dug up ancient Roman sites, and you know, you've dug up the sites of battle thousands of years, hundreds of years after they're finished. You know, you're looking at the thing after the fact from an academical perspective, but here this is up close. This is visceral.
Yeah.
You can actually smell it. You can smell it. You know, the iron tinge of blood.
Yeah.
You know, something you didn't expect.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
I think the wetness. You know, the fact that these textures and the glisten of the blood, you know, is that from these sort of horrible wounds that are inhuman. You know, you've also trying to reconcile your mind. So you're doing a minimum, but you're like, you just want away from this thing as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
In fact, you're basically on the verge of panic now because you're. That's twice now. You thought you had things together and you realize that you are not coping with this at all.
Yeah. Forget becoming famous. The FBI knows about this. Oh God, they'd never let me publish anything. They'd ruin my career worse than it already was. Oh, this is horrible. I just need to get off this island. I need to survive. Oh God, look at that poor man. All right, so he's going to pick up his pace, and he's going to try to like run now towards the like the coastline and just in a circle around the island.
Right. Well, you could also follow the path through the
okay,
back the path and go the other end.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can kind of see the path leading towards the edge. You know, you've been where you landed.
Okay.
You kind of know it's there.
He's looking for any sort of
Pity you haven't found a map of the
transportation.
place.
What's that?
Pity you haven't found a map of the place. Just having to smash things instead. That's all I'm saying. That might have been helpful.
That would have, yeah. That's
Right. So you follow the path, and you see another wooden pier, similar to the one that you basically crawled ashore with.
Okay.
And this time, unlike the one that you landed on, this actually has a boat.
Okay.
A small rowing boat attached to it. It's just, you know, that's 2, maybe 3 people at most. It's actually painted yellow,
Okay.
tied up against the moorings. The sea is picking up though. It's rough.
Hmm.
You know, this storm. I mean, you've been out for a bit, and the storm has picked up, and the waves are actually really choppy. And you can actually see the boat. You know, it's well moored, but if it wasn't, you can actually see it lifting and sort of bashing against the pier itself. In fact, if the lighthouse keepers weren't otherwise occupied, they'd be probably bringing it off the water completely.
Oh, it's that bad. Okay. Hmm.
What have you brought with you from the cottage?
He's got a knife, the lighthouse repair book, the gold coins, the revolver, screwdriver, hammer, journal, and now the FBI badge,
Right,
and
okay.
2 flashlights.
Okay.
He's not obviously experienced at traveling by sea, but does it look like he would have a tough time trying to navigate this? It's that choppy.
Yeah, it is choppy. Yeah, you would need a pilot. You'd need to pilot boat at least twice
Okay.
to get across.
All right. So he starts pacing and talking to himself back and forth. He's like, I need to think clearly. Do I have to get off this island? Absolutely. There could be more of those creatures.
Yeah, give me a listen or a spot hidden.
Okay.
Job.
Oh, geez. Another 79.
Yeah, the wind's kicking up now, and you can't. And also your mind's active fuddled. You're stressed. You're not picking anything up.
Yeah.
But the sense of danger, you know things aren't right.
Yeah. He wants to panic. Yeah.
You do see another box. You see at the end of the pier though, like a sort of wooden box on a post.
Oh, okay. He'll go check
So
that
you
out.
can walk on the actual pier itself. You know, there's a bit of water splashing, but to see if they actually walk on.
Okay. He's gonna check that out.
Right. So on the front of it, just it's painted in red, and it says for emergencies only.
Oh, okay. Can you open that up?
Yeah, it's like on a latch.
This definitely qualifies. He's gonna check that out.
Yeah. So you open it up and you see inside. There's a flare gun and two flare rounds and a sort of plastic, sealed container.
Oh, cool. Okay. Flare gun with 2 shots in it. Okay.
Or sorry, it's sort of behind glass, so you have to. Sorry, I forgot plastic wasn't a big thing with one of these. But it's covered basically to keep it dry, and that obviously you'll know that's one of the things that being looked at and maintained.
Okay. Gotcha. So he keeps pacing. He's like, I have to get off this island, yes, but I don't know. My chances are so good out in the middle of the sea, but I just need to. I need to get away from this place. So he's actually going to take the flare gun and he's going to get in the boat and he's going to try to see if he can get away from this island, which is probably not the best idea, but he's just panicking at this point.
Right. Okay. So, do you have pilot boat? How did you do last time? Or was it dexterity?
I think we just went with dexterity. Yeah, which
Right.
is 30.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be lucky to do.
All right.
Do this, but you can try it first. Yeah.
Stan Biblio died at sea. Now let's see. Roll D100. Come on. Good numbers. 73. Damn it. This guy's the worst.
Do you know what? Yeah, you go to untie the boat, and the wave just catches it and it just takes off on you. Like you just about let go before it catches around your hands and drags you out with it.
Okay.
Like the boat just where it goes, like just even untied, it's that rough.
Right. So is it propelling him away from the island at this point?
No, you didn't even get on the boat.
Oh, it's that. Oh, the boat took off away from him.
You're just starting to untie it.
Oh,
you thought
okay.
you'd untie it first before getting in because there's nobody there to do it for you. And as you were doing it, you didn't try and get on the boat first. You're starting to untie it from the moorings.
Oh, gotcha.
And the wave just catch it and take it off.
Okay, that could be a blessing in disguise. I don't know how good he would have done anyway. But in the moment, he's like, no, that was my only chance of escape. Oh, this is terrible. So he's gonna take the flare gun, and he's gonna shoot it straight up in the air, just more out of desperation than any thought that anyone's gonna actually be close enough to see this.
Right. Well, it says for use of emergency, so you're guessing that's the whole point.
You're right. So she shoots one of the flares straight up.
Right. So you don't know how long that's going to take. You do this. You wait 5 minutes. Give me another spot hidden, please.
Okay. Five. Now I get the 5.
Right. You glance out onto the sea, and straight away you use your torch. And you're while you're waving it about, trying to get attention. You start to see reflective sets of eyes appearing out of the ocean.
Oh, how many?
Well, they're popping up one at a time, so you've got about 4 or 5 here, starting up, just popping up and looking at you. And these things, even though the water's choppy, these things are they're just that expert in swimming. They're actually as if they're not moving at all. They're staying in the same place, just watching you.
Oh, okay. They're not approaching onto the land as of yet.
Yeah, well, because you've spotted it, you've caught them in the ocean as they're taking notice of you.
Okay.
Then they start to move in.
Okay. So he's panicking, and he look. I'm not like the rest of them. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. A friend, me, friend, Stan. And he takes the gold coins, and he puts them on the ground as like a friendly gesture, or in case they actually wanted those. And he's going to back away about 20 feet.
They're swimming up. Surprising agility, one leaps out of the water, and you hear the wet slap as it lands expertly onto the pier.
Geez.
It reaches over and looks at the pouch. And actually, you see this, this thing can move. It's live. It looks awkward, and you straight away, it's exactly the same creature.
Right.
It opens out the pouch, looks in the gold coins, and just calls up in the air and gives out sort of sound. You sort of hear in the background the back. It sort of listens, nods its head, and then looks towards you. And then starts to advance. Meanwhile, the other forms start moving in closer.
Okay, so he's gonna like keep his hands up. He's got the gun in his pocket.
They're coming for you. They're moving in.
They're running towards.
They're walking. They're moving with purpose.
Okay.
This one's watching every move you make, and it's moving towards you.
Okay, so now the panic fully sets in. So how far away is he from the?
So you came down through the thicket. So you're a couple 100 meters. I mean, you can. It's straight path back to the lighthouse. You know, you didn't do anything. That's the whole purpose of the path. Straight down to the pier. You now realize that these thickets of trees have been planted as windbreak.
Which was closer, the generator shed or?
Yeah, we'll pass the generator shed on the way in.
Okay, so he's gonna make a mad dash towards the shed with the generator.
Okay, you're now in a chase.
Oh man.
So, if the fleeing character is significantly faster than his or her opponent, escape is likely, leaving the pursuer far behind. The chase will be over as soon as we can. Blah, blah, blah. Fleeing character. So, how do we determine that? Establishing the message give whether or not the chase needs to be played out in full. So, it's playing out the chase. Right. So, we're looking at your movement.
Oh, yeah, let's see. Let's see. Strength, dexterity, hit points. Combat maybe?
Hold on. Looks like I should have read this a bit more before.
No worries.
So basically, you're rolling against the character.
Okay.
So I think we're going for power. Yeah, I think we're going for power rolls here.
Power?
Yep. So your power is higher than these creatures, so you can outrun it.
Okay.
So what I need you to do is give me a power roll.
Okay.
I'm working the creature's already on the pier. That's the one that's going to chase you because the rest are still in the water.
Yeah.
I'm going to catch up.
I got a 36 and power is 55.
So you pass that one. I'll do it in this. So everyone can see. I got a 3. Yeah, this thing's keeping up with you.
Okay.
But you're just keeping out of its. Just keeping out of it, but this thing is gonna catch you. What are you gonna do? You know, if you stop. So let's say you get the you power the moment through. You're running just pure adrenaline through the thicket, and you get where the sheds are.
Yeah.
If you stop, you're gonna have to take another roll, and I'm gonna take another roll. And basically, if you fail and I pass, the creature catches you.
Gotcha.
If you pass and I pass, the creature, the distance remain the same. If you pass and I fail, the creature falls behind.
Gotcha.
So
his
you crash through the
yeah.
wicket and you see you basically get to where the sheds are.
Okay. So in his panicked mind, he knows the shed is closer than the lighthouse. He remembers that there was those gasoline outside of the shed, which has the electricity and has the water dripping on it, which I helped to speed up with that giant hole in the roof. So in his panicked mind, his plan is to get the creatures to come closer to him and to knock the gasoline into that room and shoot it to ignite the gasoline and hopefully, blow up some of these creatures.
So you get to the shed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you have there's sparks actually coming off the top. The water's been, because you've been out for a bit, so the water's been dripping in. There's actually sparks,
Okay.
at the top.
Oh, even better. So he's going to try to spill the gasoline so that it's like leads to where, between him and the creatures, and have the gasoline, hopefully also be adjacent to the
Okay. So basically you're going to slosh it.
Yeah.
Catches not right.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a dexterity roll.
Okay. Come on. Need a good roll on this one. Oh, for crying out loud. 91.
Oh.
God, son of a...
Oh, my Lord. Do you know what? In your panic state, you go to slosh it, and you just don't fit, and you slosh it onto the ground. I mean, you don't hit the sparks or anything. You just poof, and it doesn't even go inside the shed. It lands all around outside.
But there was one more. There was 2 gasoline.
Yeah. Give me a power roll.
Power roll. Okay. $11.
Right, you've built up enough. Hang on, I need to. What the hell? What is that? Excellent. Right. You hear the sort of, because you flummoxed the creature. You've got one more shot at this, and then this thing's going to be on top of you.
Oh, geez. All right, let's do it. Poof.
You might want to get lucky.
I know.
But you weren't.
74. Even if I use all of my...
Do you know what? You pick it and you can't even get this thing open. You're just like, your fingers and your thumb and your brain starting to, like, the fear and adrenaline. You just know that when you heard that sort of scream or whatever that inhuman noise was, this thing's going to be on top of you any second.
Gotcha. So I can't even open it, right? You said?
No, that's I mean, you just fumble. You can't open the jerry can. You weigh the lip.
Gotcha.
The metal, you can't flip the. You know what I mean? You're just your fingers and thumbs, and you're trying to drag it, and you're covering yourself as well because you've just walked through all the gasoline you've spilt.
So the gasoline is around me right now.
Yeah, you went to throw it, and you just fluffed it, and you dropped it, and it's all spilt on the floor in front. In fact, you had to walk over it
from the first
in the shed for the second one.
Okay, gotcha. So it's everywhere. Okay.
You've no time. You need to think quickly, and you need to do something because this thing's going to be right on top of you.
Okay, so he's going to take out his gun, and as he's running away, he's going to try to turn back and shoot the gas can that he couldn't open.
Right.
It works in every video game.
Give me a dexterity or firearms.
Dexterity is 30. That's
-1 for running.
For running, yeah, makes sense. Come on, 52. But I will add luck points to this. So dexterity is 30.
29.
Minus 1 is
So
29. So if I have 35 luck points, if I add 20, that would be 49. So I need to add. Oh boy, math again. So I need 23. I need 23 luck points.
All right. So I'll leave you with 12.
Yeah.
Right. So as you're running, just in the blind panic, you turn, you fire, and just by stroke of luck, you hit the round hits the ground, and just there's a bit of flint, and I just happened to find like one of the few bits of flint that are around this island, and it pings. He just goes, spark erupts. And you just hear this whoosh behind you as the canister, the petrol's all over the ground, just catches up. You just make it to the lighthouse as the next thing you hear is as the can that hadn't even been opened just explodes. You hear a kind of you don't know what happened, but you know that's not a good, it wasn't the angry sound you heard before, but it was almost like a shriek.
Yeah.
And the lights in the cottage go out.
Oh boy.
Just as you reach the door.
Okay. He's gonna run inside the lighthouse.
Okay.
And I think there was like a space heater in like a living area. I'm trying to remember.
There was a fireplace.
A fireplace, right?
Yeah, there was a fireplace.
Okay, gotcha. So in his head, he's panicking. If these creatures get in, he wants to try to start a fire on the first floor, and then just this isn't exactly the best of plans, mind you, but he wants to start a fire on the first floor and then escape up to the top of the lighthouse where at least the window's open. He'll be able to breathe, and then he's hopefully, going to, keep them away that way.
Okay, so you go into you run into the study. And
that's right.
The fire's there. The embers have kind of died down, but you could blow on one, and obviously there's plenty of furniture.
Yeah. So this is like a desperate act. So he's going to try to see if he hears creatures approaching first before he potentially lights. Okay.
Give me a spot hidden or listen.
Uh, 58. His spot hidden's 55. Could he use three luck points?
If you want to, certainly.
Yeah. All right. I'm down to 9 on the luck points.
Right. So you, while you're in the study, you remember that the Michael obviously was one doing the drawings. He had looked out the window. So as you do the same using your torch, you start to see these figures emerge from the trees. There's more than 5 now.
Okay. Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah. So he's gonna.
They're coming. You weren't able to placate them.
Okay. So this is his horrible, desperate plan. So he's going to try to ignite the furniture in that study room.
Mm-hmm. You just set fire to the building.
And set fire to the building, and then run up the stairs to the top of the lighthouse.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, you can either do it with the flare gun or use the embers of the fire. Obviously, just set something in the middle of an armchair or a sofa would be sufficient.
Yeah, he's gonna try to save that last flare shot.
You going to stack the furniture in any way, or move it around, or you just going to burn it as is?
He's going to try to make it so it's as combustible as possible. So he's going to try to put everything close to the fire and everything connect, so that one thing will light the other thing.
Right. Okay. So, and you just use your knife and you rip through to expose some of the foam. It's quite easy to do. I mean, there's a little fire grate. So you just lift, you just take a scoopful out and you just drop it in the middle, and sure enough, you blow on it a few times. You don't even have the rule for this. It's easy to burn your house down. People have done it for years. Why you always have they always say about cold fires. You want to riddle them because they were death traps. You just do it in the middle, and sure enough, starts to catch and billow with smoke. Before you know it, like very rapidly, it actually surprised you how rapidly the armchair starts to catch fire and actually produce a decent flame.
Gotcha. So at that point he's going to start to go towards the stairs. There's no door to the stairs either at the bottom or at the top by
There's
the
a door
room?
at the top.
Oh, there is a door at the top. Okay. So he's
a body in the way.
Okay.
But he couldn't have locked that front door.
No, I remember I couldn't lock that. So he's gonna run up the stairs as fast as he can,
right,
and try to move the body out of the way so he could close that door.
I'm not asking for a dexterity roll.
That would be a fitting way for him to die, though.
Yeah. Right. So, get the top of the stairs. Give me a strength roll.
Adam just wrote immolation is never a good plan. What role am I doing?
Strength, please.
Strength. 58. His strength is 60, so that's actually good.
So you're exhausted. You know what I mean? You have been like living on adrenaline ever since the ship crashed. You haven't really, apart from like fainting and passing out, you're on rest, but you managed to lift and struggle and push, and you just with sheer willpower shove the body, and it just starts to thump and roll down the stairs.
Okay. Awesome.
If you want to do it with the rest of the bodies, I'll need a strength roll for each, and obviously the first time you fail, I'll be you basically knackered.
Yeah, let's try it. Six. He feels good on that one.
Flip, do you know what? You've just got your second wind, and also the creature, surprisingly enough, is lighter than that strange rope figure. The strange rope figure seems to have been denser for some reason, heavier build. So you just pull that thing and you just roll it, and it just put it straight down afterwards.
Awesome.
You actually hear the thump as it lands on top of the other body.
Okay. There are two more, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try the next one. $29. He found something he's good at.
You're fueled by desperation. You grab the creature. In fact, you don't even care about the ripping noise as his teeth pull out of Cassidy's neck, and you just drag it along the floor. You're just desperate for survival. You don't care anymore. There's surely nothing else you can see to horrify you.
Yeah.
And you just drag this thing and you fire it down the stairs, and once again, and now you hear like the three bodies are just.
I feel like Donkey Kong when he's throwing the barrels. All right, one more. is Cassidy.
Smokeless, you know, I mean, you're starting to feel smoke now, starting to pile up the stairs. You know, that you can hear the crackling.
My luck ran out. 85.
Yeah, you're starting to cough and choke now on the smoke from the fire, and you're trying to get Cassidy's body, but you're not having it. You know, you need to close that door and seal it up somehow.
Okay. Am I able to close the door with him inside or no?
Yeah, well, he was in the middle. The two that were blocking the door were obviously the first two.
Oh, good.
What I was just doing is see how far he could go. So
okay. Is there a lock on the door?
There is like a latch. It's not like key and lock type thing.
Yeah. All right. He's gonna lock that door, and it looked like from the picture there's like a little bit of a walkway, a circular walkway outside.
Yeah, outside the lighthouse.
Okay. So he's gonna step through climb through the broken window onto that little walkway, or is there an easier way to access that?
No, it's just a door. It's basically walking around and inspecting.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's gonna open that door.
You know, I mean, that's the whole purpose of it, so you can go out and inspect the outside.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry. So he's gonna open the door and he's gonna go outside because he's trying to get as much fresh air to get away from the smoke from the outside.
Yep. Despite the rain and the wind, you're actually feeling quite good and stepping out from the sort of oppressive heat that's starting to build up now. It's it's good to go out. You actually look down and you see the flames starting to flicker, and some of the windows are popping at the house. But because of the way it's connected to the lighthouse, it's not actually coming right in at the moment. I mean, the fire's concentrated in the cottage itself. You see surrounding the cottage these creatures, and they're just stunned, and they won't go any further forward.
Okay.
And you kind of hear, and the sort of screams of frustration.
Okay.
And basically, that's it. The body, the flames catch the cottage and actually start creating a bit of an inferno. Thankfully, because of the shape of the lighthouse, the circular, nature of it, it's actually shielded you partially from this. You can kind of feel the sort of sparks, bits of wood sort of, flaking up in the sky, but not high enough. You can sort of see it dancing a bit around you.
Yes, I was counting on the construction method of a lighthouse. I figured it had to be more masonry than wood or frame construction. Of course, I was hoping that that might retard some of the flames in time for me to outlast these creatures. That's at least the plan. This is horrible. Oh my God, look how many of them there are just staring at me.
Yeah, this carries on, and the flames obviously catches. Anyway, it's not going to end anytime soon, even despite the storm. You kind of stay there looking down, them looking up at you, and then the first sort of rays of morning, because you've been at this all night, including the time you're passed out. First rays of light just sort of appear, and as soon as the dawn breaks, these creatures just immediately start withdrawing from the cottage.
And
falling back. What I will need is another sanity roll from you.
Okay.
Maybe you can go for another wee nap.
61. I feel another faint coming on.
Give me an intelligence roll to see if you comprehend.
30. That's a success.
So, yeah, you're terrified out of your mind, but the full horror sort of what's laying before you. You just know these strange creatures, even though you offered them these coins. and it was definitely something they understood what they were still coming for you, but you don't understand really what's happened. You just you collapse in exhaustion as the sort of first rays of morning, first rays of sunlight appear, and these things dissipate back into the woods, and you presume back into the ocean. You're there for a while when you start to hear sounds of footsteps, like coming hurriedly up the path. You kind of open your eyes and look out, and you see members of the Coast Guard sort of coming up towards you and just shouting, "Hello, hello, anybody there? Hello?"
Yes, it's an emergency. Help me. I'm Stan Biblio. I'm trapped up here.
Straight away, they go to the cottage and see it's absolutely demolished at this point. I mean, the fire's just completely gone through it. The sort of break in the doors, like, can you come down? Someone starts to make his way in. Just guys goes, oh my god, and you just see somebody go outside and just throw up immediately. Oh, there's bodies in there. And someone else sort of comes in and sort of steals and goes, oh my god. You kind of hear this muttering.
Has the fire died down?
Yeah, it's just busy.
Okay.
Like I said, busy cinders just went.
Okay.
Just a full inferno. It was enough to keep them creatures away until the morning, but the cottage is gutted.
Okay. Is he able to climb down the stairs inside the lighthouse? Okay. So he climbs down and goes to one of the Coast Guards.
Well, obviously, when you reach the bottom of the stairs, you see 3 slightly charred bodies piled up against the bottom of the stairs. So the fire had sort of caught hold of them, but they weren't burned through completely.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And basically, you're greeted with this like smoking mess of like 3 bodies almost melted together. But you've seen worse. So you're just kind of at this point you're past like exhaustion or even like you're just kind of almost strangely blasé about it.
Are the bodies charred beyond recognition? In other words, could you tell that they're still like a fish creature, or you can't really tell?
Can't really tell. They've kind of melded into one. It's a bit of a mess because what happened is obviously the facts has come in and made like a tunneling. Because the door was open, it created like a wind tunnel. It just blasted anything that was coming in. So because these bodies were at the bottom, they caught like anything that would have come into the cottage initially would have been vaporized if it caught the full blast. You notice though that the bottom of the stairs was enough, like because of the cylindrical nature of it, was enough to offer protection. If these had been straight upstairs or a normal building or a second floor, you'd have been vaporized too.
That's what he was counting on.
But because you'd managed to toss them down to the bottom and they piled up against each other, you basically got charred, melted flesh.
Gotcha. So he's got to.
One of the Coast Guard looks up at him. Are you not disturbed by this? What's wrong with you, man? Did you stop right there? And sort of left some points of the pistol at you. Did you do this?
Of course not. Of course not. The perpetrator's body is up at the top of the stairs. Cassidy, he was trying to shipwreck ships, and he was trying to sell the coins for profit. And when the other men found out about them, he murdered them, and he tried to murder me. I was a victim of a shipwreck as on account of this lighthouse not functioning, and you can see his body at the top of the stairs. He murdered these people, and he tried to murder me. But in our struggle, I guess the house set on fire, and we both escaped to the top, and I was able to survive. But that's the criminal there. You see his dead body, and I have notes to prove it. I have letters showing that he was trying to sell ill-begotten gold. I thought I had them on my
All
bottom
right, you
in
okay?
the
Okay, you
pockets.
took them. Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't want to admit anything about the fish creatures because he knows it's going to make him sound crazy, especially
So
when there's no real evidence anymore.
the Coast Guard basically take you into custody. You're going to explain the pistol.
Yeah. Oh, I hope I have a better lawyer than Derek did. Can I ask for a different lawyer?
To take you away, obviously, you get off the island. They've got one of the power, like steamboats, one of the rescue boats,
Okay.
which is a bit bigger than a rowboat and be able to handle. But to take you across into Rock Follies Point, you are held for a while they question you. They try to ask you. They don't understand what the teeth marks were on Cassidy's body.
It must have been a prior injury. That I don't think that occurred during our struggle.
Obviously, you're able to prove passage on the. Just to sum up, basically, you're able to prove passage. Obviously, you were on the SS County X6, so that was proven that you weren't part of whatever went on here. It was actually your flare that alerted them in the first place, because that's only it's one of the set procedures. It's only set off in emergencies.
Oh, nice.
The fact that you had the flare gun on you as well showed that you were the one that fired it to get help.
Yeah.
With your standing as a professor, obviously no charges were brought, even though there were some questions about what happened. They found the body of Mark Warren, and you sort of find out later he was part of an investigation just in the papers. Obviously, they wouldn't tell you, but he was in the investigation. There's a smuggling operation going on via the lighthouse, and suspected that one of the lighthouse inmates, who was actually a former convict, Cassidy, had returned to his old ways.
Yeah, I was counting on that too, because I remember he had one of the journals said that he had a prior criminal record. So I was hoping, that would help me in my case.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
it looks like you were the unwitting participant in a sort of gang warfare. There's no sign of the coins, however. Whatever coins we talked about, they're all gone. No evidence of the fish creatures. Obviously, the ones that were at the bottom of the stairs, charred beyond recognition.
Yeah.
As you kind of rest up, you just can't help wondering, was there something more?
Yeah.
You'll never forget this. It's like those coins were ancient, and it was more than just monetary value that made these creatures come after them.
Yeah. If he was thinking clearly, he would have maybe kept one coin and put the rest of the pouch. But
yeah, well,
yeah,
you do in a scenario like that.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. It's something that will stay with you. And obviously, if your character goes on with further investigations, it might crop up again. But that is basically adventure.
Thank you, Colin. That was awesome.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Oh my God, that was so much fun.
It was very inventive, the set fire to the cottage. I have to say that was a good call.
Yeah, I might
I was really struggling how I was going to keep you alive through this.
I might secretly be an arsonist. I have to. This is very troubling. That seemed to be my go-to emergency plan.
So basically, if you had have just do a couple of wee spoilers, if you had done the spot hidden and not smashed the door in, I was going to show you the map of the island.
Okay.
So that's where you come in when the ship crashed, and you kind of come up on those rocks. That's where you first come into the cottage.
Gotcha.
And discovered it, and then that's where the footprints had sort of come from those woods. When you came down to here, past that's where the sheds were. So generator shed and the repair shed. That's where you found Turner's / Warren's body.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cops. and then that was the south pier where the rowboat was. If you'd taken the binoculars with you while you were on the pier, you might have noticed something in the far shore, which mightn't have been a good idea for you to go across. But we'll maybe leave that for another adventure.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Obviously, you don't want to, if anyone else wants to play the adventure, don't want to spoil everything, but I think you kind of worked it out. Cassie found these coins. The coins obviously belong to these creatures.
Yeah.
Or the minute you sent to Innsmouth, then these creatures were dispatched. So the coins and Innsmouth have a connection.
Yeah, if this character were to go on, I would definitely want to investigate that, but he would want to talk to the Newsbury port lady who seems to know something of this first. I don't think he would go alone and just Yeah,
well, you might, who knows, you might get a party together next time.
Yeah.
There's actually a whole series on Innsmouth itself, Call of Cthulhu. It's quite a significant place.
Oh, cool.
So there's that as well, and I'll not tell you what these creatures were called, but they're known creatures in the universe. We'll put it like that.
Okay.
So you might, if we continue on with further adventures, that could be part of your investigation. In fact, you might want to hire a marine biologist or somebody with natural history.
Yeah.
That's where you build up the party. So you might need to seek out other investigators to carry on.
Yeah. Someone who doesn't break things would be helpful too.
Yeah, someone with a carpenter.
Yeah.
An investigative carpenter. Did you enjoy that? Was that
so
okay
much
for you?
So much fun. Thank you for running this, and
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was worried because you're on your own, and I tried to give something, and also this is a bit of a different beat. It's not just a straight up like war game. I think we've talked about that. So it isn't just roll dice and hit things, and there's a bit of a different focus with Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I love that element to it. Like I've only played like Dungeons and Dragons type games where most of them there isn't so much of a investigative mystery element.
Well,
I love that aspect.
Dungeons and Dragons, was a role playing, but it was like the first tabletop. If you think about think of 40K or Warhammer Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of bridging the gap between RPGs and tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
So the traditional Dungeons and Dragons very, tabletop. That's why you see people, like all the layouts and the scenery, and that was kind of taking that step. So it's closer to that than it is the role playing.
Right.
Dragonlance, for example, which we have played, is more the role playing aspect, and maybe that's maybe where even traditional D&D players mightn't delve too much into that setting.
Yeah.
But once again, it's worth exploring. I'll say this, it's always worth exploring these games. You're not betraying one game by trying another.
Right, for sure.
And you can always bring something from one game, like the investigative aspect. It might be something that's maybe you've thought about, but when you're playing something like Dragonlance, that's you can have that head on because it's not just straight up go to the dungeon, kill the monster, meet in the tavern, blah blah blah, carry on. So it just gives it always enriches you, like any sort of role playing game. Like we've played a few now, and I've another one here. I think I showed you, Shiver, which I'm going to start reading up on and play that. So that's another game entirely. There's loads of these now. There's so much variety out there. In fact, there's more games you could play.
Yeah, I'm down for trying another one. But I'll tell you, I like the aspect that he only has 10 hit points. Like, to me, some of my best memories from playing Dungeons and Dragons types games, and even the Dragonlance Saga game with Adam, who was awesome running that as well, is the fact that they call it squishy. The fact that when you're low level, you're so easily killable.
Mm-hmm.
To me, adds to the fun of it. I think when you have like 100 hit points and like
you're invincible, it's like
or it just takes like a long time, a lot of bad luck to actually be in danger. So I kind of like that. Some of my best memories are from like those early levels of certain games, and this Yeah, he was like a moment away of getting killed.
Well, had a wee bit of a wobble at the start, but thankfully we
Yeah,
got through it. It's just the internet gods. They are fickle beings, and
they
even if
hate
you
me.
leave offerings to them, sometimes it's not enough. Even a pouch of gold coins
Yeah,
isn't enough to
yeah.
placate them. Sometimes it is.
I know. I always feel bad with that. It's frustrating.
Yeah, like I said, out of the shiver, you did an unboxing on your other channel for a nominee. There's a whole game of angels and demons, and obviously Call of Cthulhu. I mean, there's loads of scenarios published, and I was actually looking at one because I kind of thought I was planning at the end if you actually went insane to end up in the Roxbury Asylum with Derek, and then
Oh my God!
and
Actually,
maybe look, there's actually a scenario where you're in an insane asylum.
oh, now I wish that had happened.
But I mean, that's even thinking ahead. If you're driven insane in this game, there's still a way to get back. So you can put in his item, and then there's stuff that happens in his item that drive you even more insane, or just take you
Yeah.
to the other side.
Ah, that would have been fun. Well, I mean, I'm pretty close. I forget my sanity points are 23.
Yeah,
So that I can
obviously
get there. I can
when we
get there.
revise your character, obviously if you're going to bring Stan Biblio back and we're going to do another adventure,
Yeah.
his Cthulhu mythos will increase
Okay.
by 1d10,
Okay.
and then
All right,
you can rest and gain back sanity as well.
Okay. Gotcha. I wrote that down in case we do that. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, good. Thanks for surviving.
Thank you.
There's a bit of a bad rap with Cthulhu that it's designed just to kill players, and it's not that at all. It's just they're human characters. I think people have come into this from other, like you said, the tanks and the superhuman characters. They're
Yeah.
used to that, and they forget that they're playing with a human,
Yeah.
and that human can get taken out with a brick to the head.
Yeah.
You can survive a fall from an airplane and land on some trees, survive. You can trip over a curb and be dead. That's just the nature of humanity. And
Yeah.
that's what I enjoy about this game, because you are a human, and it's just like you or me. If we encounter this stuff, it sort of replicates the effects. If you've
Yeah,
got
definitely.
training, you can deal with it better. If you don't, you can't. It's something
Yeah.
just too horrible to see.
I would have been totally fine if I did, as long as I died in a funny way. but I tried to get in the mindset of like, what would the character do who's panicking, who's just trying to.
You did it really, and that's
Yeah.
good. You play it true to the character, and that's
Yeah.
and that's part of the fun as well, stepping into it. And the fact that you're a character on its own, you kind of brought that too, because you had no NPCs to bounce off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a bit of a challenge too. When you're actually alone, there's no one there to help you. I was partly tempted to make Turner to still partially be alive, just on his dying breath, but I thought no, because that's going to lose the horror of actually being on this island. And the fact that you lost an entire crew of a ship.
Right.
The character lost an entire crew of a ship, the only survivor, then to land into this absolute madness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that just added to the, and you played your character brilliantly for that, and I applaud you for it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you,
so
man.
much fun.
Thanks for being a good sport and like taking on board, because that's what makes doing this worthwhile.
Thank you. I'll play with you anytime, man. This is great. You did a great job. Thank you.
Glad you could make the time, and that's definitely to do it again, and look forward to the chat in future. Well, folks, hope you enjoyed that. That's sort of the end of the session. Yeah, definitely plan another game. This is a lot of fun. Just life, getting people together at the right time and plan it out. And there is, you don't see the time go in as well. That's the thing. People might be daunted about playing 2-3 hours of the game, but you really don't see it.
It feels like it's like 10 minutes because you're having so much fun, and it's it flies. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, once again, Chris, thank you very much. Thanks for everyone in the chat and for everyone who's watching live on both Facebook and YouTube. Really appreciate that there. If you like this video, just share it around, get the word out, bring more people to the channel. Let's get the word out there. Let's let people enjoy these games. If you like anything horror, we do it here. believe me, we just love all things horror. So love out there. We cover movies, games, books, actual play. We do narrated fiction, you name it. Speak to creators. It's all here. Everything just new and interesting, just to keep us amused as much as anything else. So if you enjoy that, keep up to date with the channel, do the typey clicky things, and until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.